Alright, welcome back to As a Reincarnated Aristocrat anime review, episode number, I think this is 13, correct? Yeah, 13. We're here doing the 19th episode of As a Reincarnated Aristocrat. I use my appraisal to rise in the world. This is basically talking about the 19th episode of the series, which I believe is the 7th episode of the season. Yes. Yep, 7th episode. And can you believe we're like just a little over halfway through this season? Yeah, we have like, with this episode, there's only 5 left. You're like, really? 5 left? Yeah, 5 left. Yeah, this was finished probably the same week as Spirit Chronicles. Yeah. I kind of predicted that. So, in this episode, it's called The Threat of Castle Rolto. So, the plan is to basically they need to figure out a way to rescue the wife. Of course, they basically suggest, why don't we basically just infiltrate the place and bring him out? That seems a good idea, except the fact there's 10,000 soldiers there. So, decoy plan. Yeah, so the plan is to have, like, 5,000 soldiers, just threaten them with something, and then drag out 10,000 soldiers out to a battlefield. They all get basically taken out, and have the other 5,000 basically come as a backup. Now, that's the plan, except that the people leading it can't be Reese or Charlotte. It has to be ours, and I think it's Lemire, I think his name is, the guy who works for Courtesan. So, and also, Lupa, he wants to help out too, but can't do it just yet, not until they win, and of course they can get his aid. So, basically, they have the big battle, they have a brief battle, and, well, actually, first, basically, the guy in charge of the place named Gene, where he's informed by this, about the fact, this is Lupa's writing, and the fact, we need reinforcements, so, and of course, he proceeds, of course, and then they had the big battle, of course, their general, named Dan, which ours uses Appraisal. I mean, basically, he looks at his Appraisal and it's like, wow, he's in the same skill level as Reese. So, they fight for a little bit, and then they have a tactical retreat. Well, it's a fake retreat, mind you. And I was like, oh yeah, on the run, and of course, their boss sees the ruse right through and proceeds to go himself. While this is going on, meanwhile, though, at Castle Rolto, with all the wives, all the commanders, so Shadow proceeds to, of course, they think, we're going to move them. Of course, the soldier charges the place and move them. And then he gets killed by Shadow's group, and they proceed to evacuate thanks to an aqueduct. Yes, they all reluctantly agree, and of course, they go through, and, well, by the time they get to the last wife, basically that's what tied. Sure, we'll get back to that point. So, and of course, Gene, that's the lead, the guy, he sees through this. So basically, to kill some of the soldiers, we have Reese battling Dan, and of course, Charlotte take care of. Of course, they also reveal Gene's backstory. So his father was a bandit who would rape and pillage. And he would go killing people like crazy. And he apparently never even spared anybody, not even women or children. The guy was that evil. So, Gene proceeded to murder his father. And the person talking about his father. He proceeded to kill his father and give him his head on a platter. And as a thank you, the governor basically made him a noble. Which apparently allows him to wear a crown in his own castle. Okay? Even though he just has a domain, he does not rule a whole country. Like, kind of what the governor does. So, yeah, and of course, by the way, there's also mercenaries in the episode, which, they don't really do anything aside from the fact the guy, Kamade, who Lemire knows. So, as being cold, of course, basically, does point out, I guess, quite young. Of course, he mistakenly kind of thinks, like, by look at it, he thinks that Reese might be the one in charge, despite the fact he's actually a Milliken. Yes, they don't really mention this episode, so But yeah, and then of course, basically all hope is lost until Lupa shows up his forces, secretly betraying them, and that's when basically they're told, oh yeah, killed the hostages. And by the time they get that message, the hostages have already pretty much all escaped. End of the episode. An absolute really good episode. We're getting very, very close to wrapping the season up. Yeah, we're only 5 more to go, and then we're pretty much done with the season. Yep. As we get season 2, who knows? Now, in case you're curious, I think they're pretty much into like book 4. I think, because I think the first season just covered the first 2 volumes. This we're pretty much into book, I would say we're into book 4 right now. Presumably, yes. Now, there is a total of about 6 volumes. Now, 5 of them have released here, but not all of them. And apparently there is book 7 coming. Yep. But yeah, so that's pretty much a particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit this like button. Well, next up is basically a comic corner, and then it is on to Rama Half. Knocking out all the way next. Okay? Thanks, Phil. Bye.